Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name's Caroline. Now I'm going to show you how I keep my makeup sanitised and my brushes sanitised. Now twice a week I actually wash my brushes and with a mild soap and some water. I'm going to dip you down, you can't quite see. Oh, I zoom you out, that's better, there we go. With soap and water and let them dry. Oh, let's get this out. And let them dry on one of these contraptions. This goes up underneath there and makes feet, and you push the brushes down or up from the top so the handles point upwards, and you put it on where it's not going to matter if it drips, or if you're putting it onto a tabletop, and I just put some kitchen towel underneath and let them dry that way. So I wash my brushes twice a week that way, and then in between I have isopropyl alcohol, something like that. It's 99.9% alcohol, and it's on a squirty tube. And then what I do after each usage of a brush, I squirt a cotton oval until it's quite wet. And this is a brush I've used today doing this look that I've done here. So I get the brush and I rub it on the round, and this gets most of the colour out. Obviously it doesn't get the colour out down to right to the ferrule, it's just coming off of more like the ends really. And then I squirt the back side of this again using the same brush, and just to make sure that, you know, that is getting that off, so you can see there. And then you can see that the brush is relatively clean, it looks clean, and that is okay to use for another couple of days before it gets washed properly. It's not soaking wet, but it is a little wet. But put it in there like that. It will dry overnight and it will be ready to use the very next morning. So I'll set that up a little while, and I do that to all of my brushes. I'll just do another one. This is the one that I use to put the dark colour into my crease, and there's enough colour coming off cleaning them this way that you could actually use a different colour shadow on this brush and you wouldn't know there'd been a darker one. If you wanted to use a lighter colour, you wouldn't know. So, and again, as you can see, there's no other colour coming off of that now. And then this is the flat brush that I used to put the very dark colour on my lid. So I turned it over, cotton wool over, and sprayed it again, so that's wet. And then I just sort of squeeze it like that, gently, not too hard. You can see there's quite a bit of colour coming off of there. You just rub it backwards and forwards in that wetness on the cotton wool round. Need another round on that one. I've used a little bit more spray because there is quite a bit coming off of that. and that comes off like that. And then, as you can see, there's nothing left on there now coming off the back of my hand. And I can do that the same with my eyeliner brush. Let's have that cream liner on, and then the dry shadow on there, and that will come off of there as well, like that. Can't show you very well, can I? It's not easy doing it backwards. Looking in the viewfinder, it's not quite, I don't know if I can see it. Got to try and keep an eye on what's going on in the viewfinder. If I look at what I'm doing, got to make sure it's still in there. And then that's cleaned off there. And then you could use another colour if you so wished. Right. And then there's the blush brush, yeah. Try saying that a few times. And then this end of these the end of these bristles are pink, by the way, so it won't come off to a clean white end like most brushes are when the black on the base. Like so. So you've got a pink brush on the end there. So there is nothing on there. Even that one will be dry by morning comes. And then there is this little spongy thing that I put my concealer on with, that I wash every time I use it with soap and water, so I'll get a soap and water wash. Now the squirty bottle that I put my spray fixer on, if you've happened to catch your face like I probably have done there, I will just take the clean side of one of these and just give it a wipe. And it just gives it a wipe down, and that's clean there. So that's that. And then there's your makeup. Now you see this, even though I don't very often use my makeup on anyone else, I do occasionally, but even on myself I still clean. Even for myself, I still clean my eyeshadows and other things. So what I do is get the bottle and hold it away and give it a spray, and then that wants to go and sit somewhere and it will dry, and it won't harm your eyeshadows at all. Because that's the way you fix an eyeshadow. If you've broken one, you crumble it all up into a fine powder, get the end of a brush or the brush end of a brush and mix it till it's all into a paste, and then pat it down, and you've got your brand new eyeshadow. Doesn't look pretty when it's done, but it's made and you can use it. Alright, same goes for cream. Now with cream products, you need a kitchen towel. And what you do is very gently, little spray, just a little spray, a little bit too much there, and then you go in with your kitchen towel and very gently press in there. This is for my cleaning when I'm using it, just to keep it clean and fresh. Now if I was to be using that on someone else, I would get I have some little metal scoops, and I have some plastic scoops where I'd scoop a little bit out and put it on I would clean a mirror and I would put it on a mirror surface, and then I would take that product with my brush and use it from the mirror. I would never back dip into one of these using on someone else. But I clean sorry, I've got itchy nose, but I clean the eyeshadows like that, maybe once a month, maybe twice no, probably once a month, probably once every 2 months I'll do that. Oops, I need to leave that open to dry. You can do it with a blush. And just leave it to dry. Lip products, eyeliners, right, lip products. Again, you do this the same way as I did that cream eyeshadow. Sorry, I forgot what I was going to say. Run up the amount that you've used, or just a little bit more than you've used, and squirt. You got to make sure you hit it first. Should have done that over the floor. That's on my polished table. And then just give it a rub to make sure, you know, because what you're taking off is that surface amount. And then allow that to dry overnight. And the same with the lipstick. Now, I got told off about a L'Essence lipstick that I bought and tried on in the shop. Trying it on the shop was very, very bad. But what I did not use the very end where everybody, oh, that's only a short lipstick, where everyone else was using it. We just get another lipstick. I wound the lipstick down, made sure Essence of an Essence logo, an E in there. I made sure that E hadn't been touched, and what I did was rub my finger over that E in that area where it had not been touched, didn't go anywhere near this edge, and got enough lipstick to put on my lips with my fingers. And I should have explained this, what I did, in my video, and I didn't. I forgot to explain that. I'm not silly enough to apply a lipstick that thousands of people maybe could have used straight onto my lips. So I did it like that, with my finger, like so. Now, to clean a lipstick, you do it exactly the same as you do the cream pencils that I just showed you. You give it a squirt, and then you take your kitchen towel and you wipe away the top surface and, you know, round about, because this one's only a short lipstick, but you go all round. And I do this maybe every couple of months. And the same, you do the same with an eyebrow pencil, you know, it's all the same. Cream products you wipe off onto kitchen towel. Your powder products you just leave to dry, and they will dry perfectly well. That is well on the way to being dry, as you can see. You only need the slightest bit of spray. I did overspray these because I couldn't control what I was doing, you know, and looking at you to make sure that you were seeing too. So I would use a little bit less, and I usually don't spray from this big bottle. I usually have a small, very small bottle, but I couldn't find it. I think my husband, I haven't got one of those anymore. I think my eldest son must have borrowed it for something, and that's easier to control in like short bursts. But that is how I keep my makeup clean, and that is how I try on a lipstick in a shop, by winding it right up and seeing that nobody else has done what I've done, and that's it. So bye bye for now, and I'll see you again soon.